Let's do it. Welcome back again. Welcome back to another episode of Do You Remember This Movie?
What is TV show?
Again. We're back again. Do you remember this movie?
This TV show.
Again. That's all I got. Hey guys.
Solid opening, boys.
Solid opening. No, for real though, I'm super stoked to talk about this movie, right? Super stoked. But hi Trent, hi Cam. Cam, give us a synopsis.
Now it's time for the synopsis with Cam. The synopsis with Cam.
Do you have one? Are you sleeping on it?
This film, entitled Sleeping with the Enemy, is the tragic real-life story of Natalie Wood. We're after you, Christopher Walken, you bastard.
That's funny that you pulled up that cover because that's one I have not seen.
Oh, that's the OG.
Is it?
Yeah.
This is the trying to get a certain rating at the theaters version.
Let's just put a front photograph of Julia Roberts, 22-year-old Julia Roberts. I might add. And a little
first actress to earn 7 figures from one film contract.
Just one film contract. That doesn't mean one. It's not one film. But
that is for like this. No, like this one film. Like there was no strings tied. 7 figures from this one film.
She was coming off of, Pretty Woman from 1990. And so she was just.
I should have done that in the synopsis. What am I doing?
she was going to get paid. But speaking of,
well, I was trying to get my cursor to. You guys can see my mouse now.
With the little silhouette of.
So that's why she cuts her hair, and because it looked like him. Her hair. No.
Yeah, it would be closer to him, so he would never find her, never find his twin, which, later on. You guys want to know who else is in this movie besides?
Yeah, let's do this.
Her. As we were saying, the wonderful Julia Roberts is in this movie. She plays 2 characters in this movie. She plays Sarah and Laura.
Yeah, her twin sister, Sarah.
Her twin sister.
Yeah.
But most people probably know her from not the movie we just mentioned a moment ago, but probably her role as Tinkerbell in the movie Hook. Cam likes that movie. I like Hook. I didn't mind it. I was a child when it came out. I think it came out in 94. Next up, we have Patrick Bergin. He plays Martin, the bad guy in this movie, but he's mostly known for the 1991 Robin Hood. He actually played Robin Hood in that movie, which also came out in 91. So, quick fact here. This movie we're talking about, Sleeping with the Enemy, came out in February of 1991, where Robin Hood came out in May. So he had 2 movies within the first half of the year.
Yeah, but that wasn't like a good Robin Hood because like Prince of Thieves came out like a year after that and just overshadowed.
I didn't know this
completely.
Robin Hood existed until like tonight.
Yeah, it wasn't like the good Robin Hood. It wasn't, it wasn't the Kevin Costner, Christian Slater one, Is
it good enough for our podcast?
Sure.
Maybe we should do 1991 Robin Hood. Then I can get more stats and likes on the Patrick Bergin. I think it's Bergen, by the way. But anyways, next up we got Kevin Anderson, a real popular name there. He plays Ben in this movie. But Ben is mostly known for, and I think Cam probably will know this, but Mr. Arabelle in Charlotte's Web. No? I mean,
the early aughts one.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I think it was like 2004 maybe.
Yeah, just
I'm not 100%
he aged very well in those 10 years.
I did want to shout out another crew member, because I never do crew, but Joseph Rubin, who did direct this movie. A couple other movies he did. The Good Brothers, or Good Boys. What is it called? The Good Son. The Good Son. He did The Good Son. He also did Money Train. That's a fun movie. You ever seen Money Train? Wesley Snipes, Woody Harrelson. Yeah. Those were the two I was going to mention.
Well, here we can bring it up. We can bring it up now. Yeah. The real estate company that they show in this movie that Sarah goes to talk to.
Not Laura. Just kidding.
One of them. Is the same real estate company that's in The Stepfather, which he also directed. But do you remember who starred as?
Do I remember who stars in Stepfather?
Yeah.
You sure bet your butt I do. Yeah! Terry O'Quinn. It's always either Terry O'Quinn or Kenny Rogers, right?
Yeah, one of the two.
It's one of the two, right? It's got to be one of those two. Terry O'Quinn's in that movie. We should do that one. I know you've mentioned that a couple of times.
Yeah, it's the whole series is hilarious, really. They just keep getting better.
Wait, the series? There's a whole Stepfather series?
Oh yeah, there's many Stepfathers. It's getting to the Friday the 13th level of sequels.
Get out of here!
Yeah, he just keeps getting more kids. And I'm serious. It's pretty.
Wait, it's that way around?
I was thinking the other way too, Cam. I was thinking it was a new Stepfather
every movie.
He just goes to different families.
He goes to different families. Yeah. Yep. That's what he does.
That's what he does. Been doing it since 1987. That's what he does.
But come on, if you're gonna pick one man on the on our planet that could wed multiple divorcee and widowed women that have kids, it has to be Terry O'Quinn. Yeah! He has that type of magnetism that not only do you want him to be your husband, you want him to be the father of your children. he brings it all to the table.
We got to get Terry O'Quinn on the show.
I'm sure he's not doing much.
I mean, honestly, except stepfather from multiple families.
Well, maybe he would adopt us.
Ooh, yeah.
So,
that would be we should email him and his agency and be like, hey, so we've heard he's a pretty good stepfather. We could use a stepfather on our show.
What if me and Corey pretend to be parents looking for a third partner, and Trent's our son?
Nice.
And then I mysteriously disappear. And Corey, we all know about the dungeon at your house.
We do.
That's what are all our viewers. Okay, cancel the podcast tonight. We're writing the screenplay right
now. I'm sold.
All right. Well, so before we start into the clips here, Corey wanted me to bring up about the beginning. Well, so we'll talk about the beginning music real quick, Corey.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Gosh, goodness, I wasn't prepared. This music was eerily familiar. I remember hearing this in the 1980, The Shining. No, I'm just kidding, The Shining. You remember that Simpsons episode, The Shining? Anyways, The Shining. So when they're driving to the hotel, that's the music that's playing in the opening credits. So it struck me as alarming that it's The Shining music, and it is played a few times throughout the.
Yeah, they only have the rights to the one song, so.
Right. What was the artist's name? The composer? That's on me, I bet, right? I didn't write that down, so never mind. If you know, put it down in the comments.
I have
Don't forget to click like and subscribe.
I had
that way Cam can continue eating and living. Remember that dream I had of you, Cam?
Berlioz. All right.
Berlioz.
So let's get to the clips. I guess for people who haven't seen this movie, I mean, this is really kind of how it starts off with. So the first half of the movie is maybe the slowest moving vehicle on the roads in America here. This is this movie moves so slow. However, they could have used that time to build up. Like, okay, you clearly see this is a bad guy. He dresses her. He assaults her. Like, everything has to be perfect in the house, and it's all her fault. I mean, she needs to get away. However, they really just blow right past the what happens if she was to get away, right? Because they, in about a 20-second speech, mentions like, has dinner ever been late? It was that one time, and she's like, because I had to go see my mom, and like they could have really expanded on that idea of, I searched the entire United States to find you, and I found you and brought you back home. There's just, I feel like the threat of him going completely insane and searching for her could have been built up a little bit more, because it just seems like,
oh, for sure.
You go to work at the library, supposedly. Can't you just not come back? At any time you could just not go home. And maybe I'm wrong here. Maybe I'm just way off on this, because at the end of the movie, he says, like, what are you going to do? Get a restraining order on me so a man can't see his own wife? And he laughs at himself. It's like, well, maybe that was the rule back in 91. I mean, you couldn't get a restraining order on your own spouse?
I mean, you probably could.
I'm not sure. But anyway, so...
No, time out. We're going to ruin the rest of the episode. Trent, your complaint here is that this movie needed to have been written.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Not just show up to the
not just, like, you don't just walk in, I'm going to watch a movie, and you stare at it for 90 minutes, and you're like, all right, I watched it, cool.
like the actors, the crew showed up.
You're getting wine with your friends after. Hey, what did you think about that movie? I watched it.
When the cast and crew showed up on set, and they're like, so what are we doing today? They're like, we're thinking about doing some like boat scene and Greyhound scene, and
so you guys are 100% describing this next scene. So here's one of the first scenes of the movie, and like I said, instead of spending time working on the story and building up these characters, because like I think there could have been more to it. That's apparently you guys think
you're not alone.
So
I don't think you're alone.
But instead we get to watch this.
They don't have those at my gym. Just saying.
I'm training to be Spider-Man.
Yeah, like I'm trying to climb up walls here. Did you extend this scene, or is this how long it really was? You totally okay. I couldn't remember.
All right, so I made it exactly twice as long to prove my point. It was already long enough.
It was very long.
All right, and then he freaks out about the towels. Okay, I didn't need that. All right.
You saw my towels on my rack?
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I was thinking this morning as I just threw my towel on the floor. I'm like, man, I'm living it up, dude.
Except for you make your wife also put hers on the floor.
It wasn't perfectly crumpled.
Don't hang up your towel and let it dry. Do not.
And so this is the backstory we get in this. So I just want to show you like this also seems really weird to tell a stranger that you just met, right?
You're a passion of mine, one I don't get to indulge very often.
Oh, that's too bad. I would never let anything keep me off the water.
My wife doesn't like sailing. She can't swim. Nearly drowned when she was a child.
Well, listen, I'm going to be taking a run up the coast this evening. It's full moon. Weather's supposed to be great. Maybe
Yeah,
this will
come
be
on.
a good time.
Yeah, so your wife doesn't swim and she's scared of water. Why don't you guys come on the boat? Why don't we?
Yeah, we can do this.
I'm a doctor. This makes sense.
Wow, your wife doesn't swim.
Your wife doesn't swim.
All right, and then
Come on in.
there's so much in this movie, and my clips came way too long, so I started chopping them up. But
Wait, did we skip the? I just talked to the neighbor.
yeah, I
Scene?
did skip that. Yeah.
Okay, so real quick about that, he just assumes that the guy's been in the house,
Yeah.
and he's like, "How does he know we have a nice house? Because he's looking at it, you idiot. He's looking at your house. I don't think he's not saying I took a tour of the house."
But she also
That
like
bothered
looks
me.
away, like, you know what I'm saying, like
Trying to look guilty.
It's hard to understand. Is she trying not to look guilty, or is she trying to? Is this like, oh, he's gonna go on this crazy thing where I can't, no matter what I say, you know, it's hard to understand because they didn't develop the characters enough. I mean, but anyway, I what I want to show here is when she has to break out the light bulbs, right? Because that's how she's going to know how to swim back to shore, right? And so I don't know if you guys caught this.
Oh yes, I did.
So she misses the light, right? Not only does it not even come close to the bulb, it actually goes behind the pole. So I slowed it down.
Completely out of frame.
So it's hard to see, right? So here's what I did. I circled it for us, okay? Because it's hard to see because it blends in with the sand, okay? Can you guys, you can see it?
Okay,
right?
yeah,
Right?
Not even close. It was like, yeah.
Right? So yeah, it's not going to get up here at all, okay? And then I can stop it on the perfect, it went behind the pole. So anyway, as I said, there's other funny things like this, like the stunt doubles at the end, where I just didn't want this to become super like nitpick this movie for these kind of things, but I just wanted to show that.
That was pretty good though.
Yeah, there's a few times where it's just like what. It's not even like the plot is the funny part. Of
Yeah.
this movie.
Well,
But there are fun little treats like that where it's like didn't this end Home Alone's streak?
oh yeah.
Yeah. It's like, how did this end that?
We were just talking about that before you jumped on. This is one of those movies where everybody said it was a great movie and that it made a bunch of money. So then what happened is it made a bunch of money and people thought it was a good movie.
Oh, okay.
Right? Like the power of suggestion beat out the power of taste. Right?
Okay.
Basically what she does is she orchestrates all of this very quickly. So she must have had, again, it would have been nice to see that she had all of this ready to go and that this has been planning on this for months. And maybe she dropped the hint to that doctor. Maybe she did meet him on the beach one day when she was digging for clams and said, hey, why don't you take us on the boat sometime? You know, I'm scared of water, but I bet if you ask my husband, you know, and please don't tell him that we've talked because, you know, he's
And
a
also,
little bit of a
don't
weirdo
tell
about
him
that.
I'm going to. I'm actually trying to like fake my death. If you could kind of keep that in the down low too.
So it just feels weird that she had this all planned out, but then this was like all within a few hours that they plan to go on the boat, and then she agrees to go on the boat, and then they go on the boat, and then she acts like she fell out of the boat. Also, how did she know that it was going to be a storm? Remember, the guy said it was going to be great weather, right? So how did she know it was going to be a storm? I feel like we could have answered some of these questions, but now what happens is you have more questions because so she's clever enough to break out one of the light bulbs along the beach. So from miles away, she knows where to swim towards to get to their house, and so she gets out of the water. And I feel like I may have made this clip too long. But she gets out of the water. You would think that she would have her like go bag, like just readily available on the beach, but she doesn't.
or maybe take off any jewelry there.
Yeah, yeah. So good point. So now she's wet. She has climbed out of the ocean.
The lights are on. I'm just kidding.
That's a good point. Those lights are on. So she's now just bringing water into the house.
Like, the second he gets home, be like, why are these floors wet?
And so we're gonna see her mop up the floor here in a second. But I think this is an incredibly dumb risk to take, right? But it doesn't end here.
I mean, while we're watching this, but like, the doctor had to know. He had to be involved, right? Somehow. Had to.
Also, so she hides her go bag from this really possessive evil man, like, but she has like this the stack of cash right on top. Like, I mean, if he ever found this, she would have more than a head wound. I'm telling you that.
Yeah, dude. Well, and she has a bus ticket right there. Too.
Yeah, like her intentions are not masked well here. But so check this out. You could have been doing all of this outside.
Yeah.
Right? What? What? You're going to cut hair? You're going to cut your own hair in the house while this guy could be on his way back any moment? Like, what are you thinking?
Well, he's still currently screaming on the boat.
Yeah, she could hear him.
She could hear him. He's still out there. And what's funny is that she only cuts off like just a chunk.
Well, and the crazy thing is this is 91, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Greyhound, look up Greyhound's motto in 1991. Chop your hair off in our bathroom. That's chop / pull your hair out.
Okay, and then this could have been done on the bus, in the ocean, while your hands were still pruny and
many
wet.
places.
Could have just kept it on.
Could have kept it on. And also, you know what? I don't know enough. I feel like that I might be just setting myself up for failure right now, but you would think that a guy with this impressive of a world that he built that she would have a more impressive ring.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
That looks like a promise ring.
Yeah. Oh, I was thinking a more impressive toilet like suction system.
Oh, that too. We'll get to that in a minute.
Does she flush it?
Yes.
Does she actually?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we do see her. Where should I put this? Oh well. Yeah, there we go.
Well, I should put it in the ocean, so drains lead to the ocean. I've got it all figured out.
But look how wet this house is. Her
like a giant puddle there.
Her reflection, like, this is so unnecessary of a risk. It's just completely unnecessary. Like, if your life is on.
I was gonna say she's like cleaning up as she's like backing up. Like he's just standing there. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, this isn't sleeping with the kind of bad guy. This is sleeping with the enemy.
Yes.
You gotta get the F out of this house. But they didn't, I cut it out of the scene here, but she watched 3 episodes of Friends. And then, like, get out. Just, okay. And then
do we see her, like, does she drive, or did she just like run, or did she just showed up at the bus station?
The bus stop is right behind their house.
Of course, naturally. Where else would it be?
So this is where the problems just all begin with this movie, because I think we all agree to this in text form throughout the week, is the timeline is so confusing here. It's hard to understand how much time went by. So anyway, she took a bus on Greyhound, cut your hair in the back. We'll get you there.
Where do we think they started? They mentioned Cape Cod at one point, like when the 2 guys were talking.
Yeah, I would think East Coast somewhere.
So we'll say just Boston, Cape Cod, Massachusetts type area.
Somewhere in there.
That was my awful Boston accent. You can cut that.
And then now we go to like really hell on earth, the armpit of America, Iowa.
Oh. Oh, okay.
So Corey wanted me to show the scene for that very reason.
Oh yeah, dude, that's your house, isn't it, Cam? I'm thinking that's where you grew up.
This is Cedar Falls, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, guys, you would think Cedar Falls is a paradise compared to where I grew up.
Hey, real quick, I just Googled this. So a Greyhound ride from Cape Cod, Massachusetts to, I just put Iowa because it's just Iowa, would take roughly about 19 hours. So we'll just put that into our time frame.
And so she just gets off the bus and goes right here. When does she take the wig off?
That's a great question.
She has the wig on the bus, and then yeah.
Why does she need the wig?
Well, so that I get now. Who knows? Like, yeah.
I mean, I guess like leaving the house. Maybe she didn't. You think he saw someone like, who's that brunette leaving the house? Weird.
So
must be the doctor's wife.
So here's the American Eagle realtors that is also featured on The Stepfather, right? And then For Rent. And so I didn't show the whole house as she walks through, but you can tell it's a decent sized house, right? Decent sized house, right?
How much is it again? $700 plus
$700 a month.
91, man.
Okay. I just want to let you know. My buddy, after he graduated from high school, he moved in across the street from my high school. Guess what his rent was for an actual house? It was not a nice big house like this. It was just a regular old ranch house.
$700.
$200.
Well, but hold on. This is like it's fully furnished. I don't know.
Yeah, that's true. We would just like sit on bean bags and play GTA 5.
Hey, real quick, sorry. Back to the ring. Why didn't she just pawn it?
Yep.
Sorry,
there are plenty of options. The first one would be when you fall into the freaking ocean.
So
pull it off.
Yeah, because your hands are wet.
Done.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then or you could throw it into the Eye of Sauron.
So within that 19 hours from her to get to where she was going, they had a funeral.
Yeah. They hurried up
Which, I mean, there's no body for the funeral because she's not dead. But who came to the funeral? Like
a lot of people. There was like 26 people there.
Like, where's like the death certificate? Like, where's the proof that she's actually?
And she's
dead?
not allowed to talk to anybody. So who could have possibly been there?
Well, right. And like, did they not do like a whole like search and rescue or anything at all?
That's who was at the funeral.
The search and rescue people.
They're all like,
finally, we don't have to work anymore.
Yeah, it's been 19 hours. And they're like, he's like, let's call it. You got.
Tell you what, let's just pay some respects on top of this hill.
Why don't you guys why don't you guys go get a change of clothes? We'll meet back here. Do the thing. All right, and then I wanted to show this scene. So this is when I'll just play the scene. So this is he's starting. It's all starting to come together that maybe she's not as dead as he thought she was.
Hello?
Hello, Mr. Burney. My name is Vanessa Shelley.
Yes?
I hope I'm not disturbing you. I just heard about Laura and I wanted to call and tell you how much we'll miss her.
This is the next day, by the way.
Thank you. How did you know her?
From the YWCA.
No, you must be speaking of someone else. My wife never went to the YWCA.
No. We took swimming there Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 8 a.m.
Look, there's obviously some mistake. My wife drowned. She couldn't swim.
Well, at first she couldn't, but she became a good...
This conversation is going so weird. This is so unnatural.
So weird.
Like,
you think she was swimming instead of working at the library though 3
Yes.
days?
But because that's why they say Mondays, Wednesdays, and at 8 a.m. because she said she works in the morning, 3 days a week. All right, but don't you think that if you were this lady on the other end of the line, you would have said, "Oh my God, I'm sorry we must be talking about the wrong person. I mean, you're talking to an apparently grieving man, and you're arguing with him, right? and then
Oh, it's her. It's her.
and then this weird thing here.
I'm sure you have the wrong woman.
This is odd. Mr. Birdie, your wife studied gymnastics, didn't
Study gymnastics? Is that your wife?
No, that was her walk back. She was like, she would go to the gym and study she'd go to the library and study gymnastics, right?
Because
Wednesdays, and Fridays, right?
Yeah.
I think it's weird to say study gymnastics, and you know what? When she said it, it didn't click. But check this out.
she?
No, my wife never studied gymnastics.
Wait, now he said it too. Okay, wouldn't you be like training for gymnastics or like I just feel like studying like you study horticulture.
Yeah, she read about gymnastics a lot.
You don't study tennis. I guess it works out like English wise to say she studies gymnastics. I just feel like that's a weird.
I've never heard anybody say that they've studied gymnastics.
It's weird.
This whole conversation is super weird, super cringy.
Okay, but then check this out.
That's strange. She told us that's how she got all those terrible bruises.
Wasn't that convenient to the plot?
Dude, great pause. Yeah.
Yeah, that whole bit was plot only information. It's so nonsensical.
Well, if you're telling me that she didn't study gymnastics, how do you think she got all those bruises? Oh shit! Maybe I shouldn't be telling him this stuff.
She played softball. She played softball.
She plays softball.
Terrible
She
batter.
Well, it sounds like this must not be your wife. If you know who I might be talking about, please give them my condolences. All of us ladies down at the YWCA just miss her to death. It just seemed like, why would you go on this long with a grieving man?
I don't understand it. I'm sorry if I bothered you.
It's too late for that. I'm sorry that I bothered you was 6 minutes ago.
This is just so confusing.
And I'm gonna smash my phone, not just pick it up and hang it up. I'm gonna destroy it.
But then he's like, now hold my calls. I just wanted to show this that they're two peas in a pod, really. So she has this house, everything's covered with a sheet. Probably too long of a clip, but we'll get by.
I mean, it was too long of a scene. Oh, look at that.
That they like the same things. I can see how they
How do you think they met?
at a sheet store.
At a sheet store.
So he's already moved out of this house.
Yeah. Again.
He's
the
like
time frame.
He's like, okay, wait, I got a broken light, I got a broken window, I need to get out of here because he breaks the window when he comes back.
Yeah.
Okay, and I don't know what what bites his finger here. But
Yeah, that didn't make any sense to me.
I couldn't tell if it's supposed to be a sewing kit.
I mean, it could have been like a needle or something.
But you have the whole house packed up and this isn't their summer home. He says it's their home.
Yeah.
Right? But they got their whole house packed up and everything, but they still have just crap all in the cupboards. And you have to be sympathetic to the bad guy sometimes. This must be a living hell for him to disorganize his house this much right now.
Oh yeah,
that's true.
Oh man.
So he cut his finger on his right hand. Okay? He cut his finger. This is the entire reason I wanted to do this movie. Is this scene. Okay? Because he cut his finger. I'm going to let it all drip into the toilet. What do we got there? We got a ring.
Can I ask you guys a question real quick before you go on? Have you guys ever cut your finger and let your blood drop into the toilet? Is that a thing?
No.
Okay.
I had a comment here about if it's brown,
sure.
flush it down. If it's yellow, let it mellow. But I'm just not going to say it. But this is what he does. He put the cut hand in the toilet.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Well, I was like, I definitely have nicked my finger while cutting my nails in the bathroom and been like and like let it drain over the toilet and then like grab a piece of toilet paper, but I never immediately was like, I want that toilet paper back.
I guess
I'll use my bloody hand.
My mind says go to the sink.
That's true. That's true. Depending on the layout of the bathroom.
I guess if you're on your knees looking on your sewing kit. But yeah, no. He takes his cut hand and puts it in the toilet.
Yeah. And there's other questions here, like, did nobody use this bathroom since a week ago when this happened? At least, but also, like, okay.
That's a great point.
Well, he's just looking at it. He's like, I don't remember eating anything.
Oh man, those Cracker Jack prizes are he's I guess all of this. I don't know what he's going to end up with if he doesn't get shot at the end of this movie. He dies from like sepsis in the trots. You can't put an open wound into a toilet bowl. Okay? And then check this out: the ocean water. He puts the ring on. Toilet.
Yeah.
The clean, dry, uncut hand. Come on, man. You had a perfectly good hand to put in that toilet, but you put the cut one. So, how long ago was this? Because this massive head wound looks like it happened yesterday.
Oh yeah.
The back and forth with the head wounds is very funny.
Well, that's why I'm.
I guess not. I'm not condoning violence against women. I just think it's funny how it shows up and disappears.
Well, and it's and there it still.
And mostly it's funny when it's there. Yeah.
I mean, again, the only time frame that we have, because I looked it up, we have a 19-hour drive. Okay. I mean, even in that time frame, like, it wouldn't look too fresh. I mean, it'd be scabbed over by now, but
maybe she was just picking at it.
Well, okay. Well,
by the way, the actions of what we see him going through, it feels like it's been weeks.
Because okay, you're saying that we only have the 19 hours, okay, but he went to work. There's 8 hours right there. I mean, he didn't go to work the next day.
They had a funeral. I mean, like,
he didn't go to work the next day. There's no way.
He might have, but probably. But you wouldn't think that, like, it. Time's different in the East Coast, and I guess there's time zones. I shouldn't forget about
don't
forget about that. So it is, yeah. It moves slower in Iowa.
And I think is this the scene?
What are you talking?
This is my girl Elizabeth Lawrence.
So, but is this the scene you said that just didn't do anything for the movie?
Oh yeah,
yeah. I agree. I was
40-second scene and doesn't mean anything.
It is weird. It I don't understand the sense of it. Like,
is it just to show that like he's onto her?
I guess. He doesn't even say anything.
No.
Like, where's the staff?
And doesn't she smell him? Come on. You know that dude has like massive like, aftershave on. You know that guy's just like old spicing it up like hardcore there.
All right, so here's something I wanted to just bring up. This is my it just seems like there's a big neon arrow pointing in this direction for most of the movie. So dude, Martin has a mustache. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And then she's getting made up so she can go and visit her mother. So what does she do? She has Ben put on a mustache.
I would like to say I grew this for this show. Just
Me too. Here. If I need a mustache, I'll get a mustache.
takes a Sharpie.
Your
and
grouch.
draws it.
No, it's gonna be the
Oh,
grouch.
there it is.
Okay. No. So I guess what I'm getting at is now I'm going to be Laura Sarah's type,
Yes.
right? Because so check it. So because this Ben guy that she dates, has facial hair as well. Okay.
At any point does Ben go like, so why do you need to do this? Has she told him everything?
No.
So like, okay, it's to my point.
Yeah.
So why do you need to dress up like a boy to go see your mom?
And also like
She's tipped off that he's in town, right?
no.
No, I think she's just being really.
Oh, I just made that up in my head.
Yes.
I was like, okay, yeah, because then this scene, yeah.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
I just like that. I'm looking for the bathroom.
I'm looking for the restroom, man.
It's right.
You don't just get to
All right,
walk
so
into a
she goes- so
hospital
she's
and go to
visiting
where the
her mom
patients
with
are
her-
and try to find a
with
bathroom.
her,
That's
right?
what convenience stores
And
are
so,
for.
So but her mom's blonde.
But anyway, what I'm getting at is so she was married
That's
to
just
a
my
guy
fetish.
with a mustache. Okay? And then she dresses up as a guy with a mustache. But the guy she's now in love with in her perfect world not just has a mustache,
I
he's
know
got
where
the
clips
full
are getting
beard.
long here.
Right?
I just
kind
like
of
this
looks like
part
Cam the more I
because-
think about it.
Because she never wears hats.
No, and I'm not picking
Or a
on Cam because
mustache.
I'm going to show you something
And
here.
also,
So what I think is
this is
Side by
incredibly
side.
risky.
when in her younger
that
years, I
she
don't know how
messes
long they were
with the,
married. And in younger years, I think
with the
she was
water.
like, I need facial hair in my
Yeah.
life because that's what I think
That
my
that
ideal
Dollar
mate
General
has.
mustache.
But then when she realized that there was more facial hair to be had, and I'll show you when she came up with that thought was when she fell asleep on the bus next to the guy with the beard.
Does she know how to make it do that?
Okay, hold on, go back for a second.
She look at that.
School.
Her
Watch
eye,
where it
her eye,
sprays him, and watch
right
where he
at the
dries
beard.
himself off.
She's like, oh my god, you could
Let's spray
have
it like in the
you
cheek
could
and the
have
eye.
hair not just here, but here.
And
I
then
just
she
love
looks
it.
up and
So it
she's like,
sprayed him, like,
"Oh,
right
but
here,
all of your
but
hair
yeah.
from up here."
Where's all this?
Well, I just
Dude, that dude is sly.
Quick
Like,
clip
just
here,
so subtle.
because
Just
This is how much she enjoys the beard. Just that's the way it feels on the face. All right. Okay, give me 20 minutes. I just want to freshen up. She goes and takes a bath, and she's not even like speed bathing it either.
time is irrelevant. This literally was only so they could put it on the poster.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, there's no other reason for this scene.
All right, so we're at the end. He found her, so he's like, "Hey, remember this?"
This is yours, Laura.
It's like it's been in a toilet. Get it away from the face. It's been. I know where it's been.
It's been in a bloody toilet.
You're holding it, and now you're kissing me. You're forever unclean. Here. And that rubber gun bouncing all over the floor.
And the fact that he was like, yeah, I'll just go in close for the kiss, and you know, if she hits me in the balls, that's fine. And then if I get shot, you know,
So be
that's
it.
just the way. Yeah, that's just destiny. I'm saying if I was a bad guy, and I'm not a bad guy, I would have won this movie.
Well, you're the good guy. You're right there.
Well, and then this is,
I'm the hairy man on the
You're
floor.
Ben. Yeah.
and you know, like sometimes couples get matching tattoos. Sometimes couples get matching head wounds.
Yeah, the VFX artist just. I only bought this one from Party City.
Peels it off her, puts it on him.
I got the zombie kit.
So, also though, you didn't show this clip, which is fine, but like he was about to like murder her mom, like with the pillow, and like the nurse like comes in, and it's like, oh, what are you guys doing? Kind of, I gotta take her vitals. Like, when did you be like, wait, who are you? Why are you in here?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
No, Not in Iowa.
No.
No, I can say firsthand, it's very easy to sneak into a nursing home and just go to town.
Honestly, I would imagine it's not too hard. Most nursing homes you could pretty much just walk into if you act like you
and we know of at least 2 people who walked into that nursing home that day, that hour, that that had 0 credentials to be there. So so who knows what goes on in the other 16 hours of the day that they allow visitors. So that was Sleeping with the Enemy.
I would say this was a little bit different type of movie for us. It
Really? This to me is just this is like Dirt Bike Kid. This is Dirt Bike Kid. This is like this is Hands of Steel with like less plot.
I think I'm getting fooled by the
That's true.
with
That's
less
true.
plot than Hands of Steel. I would say I'm just getting roped into the hype of it all. It is a classic thriller according to the guy from PBS on the poster there. On the poster I'm looking at on the website we don't talk about.
Because we can't legally. Wink, wink.
This poster, there it is, right there.
I was scrolling through IMDb at work today, and then I realized that I was at the counter where every person who walked into the bank could see that I was scrolling through this, and it just keeps the poster at the top, and I'm like, oh my god, they think I'm a sicko. I just wanted to see some of the goofs that other people noticed. Apparently there are a ton of goofs in the remaster because the aspect ratio is wrong.
Well,
really?
Yeah, like a bunch of like production people are just in the shot.
Oh, probably there's a lot of glass and a lot of reflections and
a couple things. The first thing on the first goof here, it does mention the lights that you had mentioned, Trent. So good eye. That's the only thing I got.
I mean, that was like an Aaron Rodgers pass. Like it was not even close.
An errant Rodgers pass.
Oh God, I hope we don't sign him.
That would be dates our episode. Like, what if this episode comes out after we signed him and then everybody was like, man, you don't even watch the news?
Well, hey, that'd be good. This says while on the Ferris wheel, they lean forward as the carriage goes by the ride operator. Leaning forward is listed as one of the most dangerous things passengers can do of the lack of seatbelts. I don't think the title of this movie really fits the movie.
They weren't doing a lot of sleeping, if you know what I mean.
I mean,
no, I got a great idea. What if she moves to Cedar Falls, Iowa?
Like there's one scene where they sleep together, and but that's it. Like I kept thinking that eventually, maybe Ben would have been in on this, or the doctor would have came back through this, or dude would have shaved his mustache and she wouldn't have known who he was or something. But I kept waiting for the title to make sense to me, and it never really did. So with that being said, I'm going to tell you what I score this movie. I said I was going to go last, and here I am going first. I give it a 5. I would recommend people to watch it. I think it's 5 worthy. It's not worthy of buying it, but it kept my attention throughout the whole movie, and I sat there and I watched the whole thing without getting up. I give it a 5. And I have no other final thoughts besides don't forget the 2-hit DVD, one low price, Sleeping with the Enemy and Dying Young. It's just a little advertisement. Cam, I already know it. Trent's gonna get a -0.3, but what do you got?
I came into this wanting to give it a 5, and then I did just realize how awful the writing was. It's just it's a high production movie. A little bit, I guess.
Oh.
There's some goofs for sure. We didn't focus on. Okay, you wanna talk about the budget?
Yeah, but yep. Budget was 19 mil. Opening weekend 13.7. Gross total was 170.
$19 million. The house was only $700 for the whole month.
The movie cost 19 mil to make. Grossed 175.
Okay. Go on the website that we don't talk about and look up this cast. There's 8 people in this movie. How did this have $19 million in 1991?
Well,
Julia Roberts
at least
probably got
one.
paid
Yeah, at least
like
1
$10
million
mil
with
for this.
Julia.
Guaranteed. I know, Cam, you want to continue, but the like little park in the middle of the town, like that looked very familiar to me. It reminded me. I don't know if you guys ever seen the movie Doctor Sleep, but it's the exact same spot. It was probably just
Doctor sleeping with the enemy.
Doctor sleeping with the enemy. It must have just been like the back lot somewhere. My guess. Cam, continue. I apologize.
Well, yeah, I was just gonna say, like, as I prepared for the episode today, I just kept thinking, like, wow, this does really have pretty much no story. What's the runtime, Wav?
Hour 39.
Not bad. Just over 90 minutes. It felt like much longer. I'll give it a 2. If you want to waste an hour and 39 minutes, do it. It wasn't that bad. There was nothing offensive about this. It's no Mac and Me. I'll tell you that much. But don't watch it. 2. It's a 2.
2. Does it give you that much pleasure to humiliate me? Does it?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
That's a quote. That's a Martin quote from the movie.
I'm
You
gonna
guys both just say yes.
I think you guys have risen my score. I'm gonna give it a 2.
You had it at a 1.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 2.
You have watched so.
What? Just 1 for the cut on his finger and 1 for the cut on her head. There we go. Yeah, this movie was dumb in 1991, and it's dumb now.
Period.
Put in the applause. I think that what we learned tonight is we should write a screenplay.
Well, we have some ideas. Definitely going to star Terry O'Quinn. We know that for dang sure right there. So
I'll have to be sitting in a chair the whole time.
Thank you guys for watching another episode of Do You Remember This Movie?
Again.
Again.